Hi everybody, and welcome to the specials session. Hope you guys are going to enjoy this. This is a really special session, and I wanted to talk about this earlier in the week, but I've decided to do it now and get it up and loaded. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Now I'm going to talk about, I think, something that's sitting in behind everything, and I think it's a big deal. I think this could be much bigger than people think. I think Pulsechain is going to be quite a big piece on the chessboard. And I just think let's have a talk about it. Let's talk about it. I think, like I say in the title, Richard Hart is taking over crypto. I really think that that's possibly some of his intentions. And of course, he wants to get the kudos he feels he deserves. So I think that's where I'm heading with this. And I think it's a pretty big moment. And don't get me wrong, there's going to be a lot of other great crypto projects. But what I'm saying is I think that with Pulsechain and with Hex, he's going to try and take over not only the chains and the economic energy in the chains, but also the DeFi, obviously, with Hex as the leader, best market performer. This is kind of the idea. And it's like I say, I'm not saying there's heaps of other great projects and all the other projects will do well that are good. Those good projects that are good will do well. But I'm thinking that he's going to take over the dominance, not only as in a person, but also as in platforms and products. So I just thinking I thought I should do a video on this and give you my thoughts. These are just my thoughts, of course, not investment advice and usual stuff there. So pretty cool. Got David Gomez in the chat there. Let's say hello to David. Big shout out there, epic historical moment. I think so, David. And I just wanted to talk about it because I just wanted to look at some of the issues which are going on, and that the crypto land is not giving him the kudos he deserves. And it's not. He's achieved a lot, and I think that's pretty impressive. So I just want to look at that as we go, because Pulsechain is obviously unrolling. When was it day 9 now? Or no, sorry, day 8, ending day 8, about to start day 9 in about an hour's time. So pretty exciting in that. Let's quickly get into the chat. I just wanted to go through some of the stuff. So here's one of Richard's tweets. So let's click on this. This was from the 16th of July. And this was, can you imagine a world where PLS, EHEX, and PHEX are number 1, 2, and 3 market cap? I can. Now, I just want to say that again. Can you imagine a world where PLS, that's Pulse, EHEX, that's Hex on the ETH chain, PHEX, that's Hex on the Pulse chain, number 1, 2, and 3 market cap? I can. And of course, he's posted a picture from nomics.com for Bitcoin at the top, Ethereum, Hex, and then obviously stablecoin and other stuff underneath that. But pretty awesome stuff. And I just want to go through is at the time, of course, the market cap of Ethereum was 223, Hex was 96 billion, and Bitcoin at 592. So there is really, or 2x of Hex, just over 2x, maybe 2.2x of Hex market cap would flip Ethereum. And the market's not talking about it, right? The commentators aren't talking about it, stuff like that. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. And so let's get into this. So let's go into why we're saying this. So let's go to Nomics. There we are. Let's have a look at what's been achieved. First of all, not with Pulse, but with Hex. And obviously last year in 2020, remember Hex launched in 2nd of December 2019. And a lot of it had a lot of scam and a lot of this and that because of the ETH auction and the transform lobby, all that sort of stuff going over 350 days. Where does the ETH go? And of course, later on, as the process went further through, there was recycling and there was matching the market price, and that was certain issues for certain people wanting to pick up Hex and stuff. There's certain things like that, and I have no problem with any of those criticisms. But over the time, of course, it's been running for a long time now, where we're in 18 months or something. So January 2019, 12 months of 2020, and now we're in the 7th month of 2021. So it's really got some history behind it. Super successful, probably the best chart and a price chart in crypto, and that's the achievement that really Richard's done with this. And as I've talked about previously in the earlier show, if you haven't seen that this morning, was that the results speak for themselves, and they're only getting better. They're only getting better all the time. From staking, from less scarcity in the liquid supply, and from demand, more wallets and some virality coming as well, and platform walls coming down like DAT radar and stuff like that. So there's really all the stuff, momentum's continuing. So here's Hex graphs performance. So I'll post this in the chat so you can check this out yourself. and we're going to go look for that. So here's the Hex graphs.performance chart. Hey, we've just got a comment in there from Cadillac Jack. Hey, Cadillac Jack, good to see you. Hey, Superman, here to learn. Hey, nice one, Cadillac. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. So here's Hex performance since the 5th of January 2020. Now that was the low. That was the low of Hex price, and you can see that. Look at it. Just keep going. That red line. And look at the others, right up to July 2017. So it's January the 5th, 2020, right through to July 17, 2021. So this is how awesome the performance is in the bull market, of course. And look, you got BTC 324%, DOT 324%, ETH 1,279%, BNB 2,000%, ADA 3,271%. And Dodge 70,061%. Obviously the Elon Musk there, and you've ADA of course is the Charles Hoskins. So and Binance of course, Ethereum, Vitalik, and so forth. Bitcoin of course, Satoshi the anonymous founder there. So pretty cool. I'm just trying to think of the BNB guy, just forgotten his name. But so here's the gap. Look at the gap between these percentages down here, and then Hex 310% climb. I mean, that just speaks for itself, right? So this is the thing. So Richard does get annoyed with people not giving him enough kudos. Obviously, he's starting to see that now. YouTube's picking up his YouTube followers and stuff like that. That radar is now putting Hex where it belongs. Obviously, CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko are still gatekeeping Hex, or either that or they are having issues suddenly finding the data. Nomics.com doesn't seem to have any issue finding the data. So that's where we're at. So I just wanted to point that out. Let's have a look at some of the other metrics of success at the moment. And obviously, this is transferable potentially over into Pulsechain. This is why people are backing it as well. Not just the fact that it's a system state copy of Ethereum, which is the main utility driver for it, and cheaper fees, etc., faster, but also because it opens up, DeFi that was held back on Ethereum with the high fees, but also because of the success of Hex. We're starting to slowly, even the critics are starting to slowly go, yeah, okay, and some of them even have secret bags of Hex and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see how that plays out. Now, obviously, Hex.com, top 3, of course, on Nomics.com, no gatekeeping on there. So you can see that versus ETH and Ethereum. Outperforming every market, of course. It's got another chart there, logarithmic scale and X factors, right? So you got 100X up here, 1000X. So you got Hex over here. Pretty amazing. July the 13th, this is based on. And of course, you got ETH and BTC down there. Amazon and SA and Standard & Poor's down here just to show you comparable to stock market. So absolutely killing it. All that sort of stuff. Obviously, the Hex T-share price, which is actually the most important thing in Hex, if you're into Hex, that is. And you can see that the ETH is up here. And, of course, the Hex share price is already, well, it's actually already crossed over it. So pretty awesome there. And, you've got all the stuff here. Hex shines, others fail, logarithmic scale and X factor. So you've got all these other places hacked. So Hex was so-called scam, but yet it's delivered, and it's only getting better and getting bigger and gaining momentum. And you've got all these other places. KuCoin, one of my favorite exchanges, even got hacked, right? And obviously you got Ripple, BitMEX, Binance, Cryptopia, all those ones, all getting hacks and founders arrested and stuff like that. So that's just that shows you that it's really is well designed, and it just keeps the pump on the market. All right, so Hex performance, 0 fails, 100% uptime. So it really is doing really well. It's delivering what it says. And obviously Hex Stakers ROI and APY is fantastic. This 38% APY or more is just stellar in the marketplace. Obviously there's other projects that can offer that, but it's just amazing to get that. There's very few. When I say others, very few, and I'd put Axion and Wise in that camp, both CDs, of course, but they offer different ways of getting APY. Just take that into account. All right, so we've got more mad gains, of course, possible in here. So this chart here, it can double. Price can keep doubling and doubling and doubling. There is no limit. Market cap is, like they say, is a vanity metric. So stuff like that. So really awesome stuff here. Staked Hex outperforms Bitcoin, etc. as well. So you're always getting that volume on top of the price upside, and obviously T shares get more expensive. And are you too late for it? Probably not, as they say. And also corrections are pretty fast too in the chart, so you can see some pretty impressive charts. Now I've left the link in the video description, and obviously the T share price and the Hex price, pretty amazing as well. All right, so we won't go through the rest of it, but you get the idea. Very successful. You can check out all the charts on that site under hexgraphs.com performance. All right, let's quickly go to, we've got just post that there. Let me go to got Vane in there. Hey, after I sacrificed my Hex the other day, I managed to buy back the same Hex during the flash dip at 8 cents. Very excited for Pulse. My sacrificed more Hex pumps. Hey, nice move there, Vane Oints. Well done. It's always great to hear people when they've managed to get the best side of the market. So well done on that, Vane. Very cool. So that's that's a success story of what's happened. That's why people not just backing the system state, which is amazing, and we're going to find out what the price discovery is when it launches, but also the fact that Richard's been successful in developing an awesome DeFi product with approximately 40% APY, awesome stuff, and only gaining momentum. The other side of it, of course, is coming back to his intention. Can you imagine a world where PLS, EHEX, and PHEX are number 1, 2, and 3 market cap? And of course, he goes, I can. And, you got to back, that's got to back that sort of thing. It's very cool. So what do I say? I said he's empire building. Hex and Pulsechain are empire building. One tackling all the chains. Obviously, there's going to be a cross-chain future, right, with bridges and all the rest of it. And then obviously DeFi having, solid 100% uptime, only getting better momentum. DeFi, top of the DeFi list with the old Hex. So interesting stuff happening there. And of course, he's going, this is my direction. Empire building really, I think, is also sitting under it because, he likes to dominate. He wants to prove them all that I am the man, as it were. So I think that's pretty exciting. I really like that sort of stuff. I like high achievers. I like that sort of attitude. So very cool. So that's it there. Let's go look at Nomics now. Let's look at nomics.com. Obviously, I'm going to post this in the chat too. We're going to check out nomics.com, and you can check that out there as well if you haven't seen this one. So nomics.com obviously got the market cap there at 79 billion now, so a bit down from that post that we saw, but 240 for ETH and 611 for Bitcoin. And this is the one we're going to really watch. He's chasing these two down, right? He's chasing these two down, and if he says, hey, can you imagine with Pulse Hex, EHEX, and PHEX? So we've still got PHEX has still got to launch, obviously with Pulse, and Pulse has still got to launch. So those two are coming up, and at the moment only EHEX is on there. That's the one here. And so he wants 1, 2, and 3. That's what I call empire building, folks. That's what I call shaking things up, taking a wrecking ball to the big crypto projects. Now, if you actually look at Coin Telegraph articles or something like that, you'll see they'll be going, or you see big YouTube channels like was it Lex Friedman or some people like that. They'll be going Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Cardano, right? They're not even talking about Hex, not Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus Hex. So Hex is still, relatively speaking, under the radar, but lots of people are waking up. Lots of people waking up around Pulsechain in particular. And of course, that's making things really different. So we're at that transition phase. It could last 6 months, but it's going to happen. And you can see it starting to happen now. And of course, it's the community is also going to speak when you see parts of the crypto community start moving their economic energy over. You can see a big sign. And as we saw then, Telegram, Pulsechain Telegram is growing really fast. And obviously, a lot of people sacrificing. We saw the sacrifice stuff in the previous video we've been doing earlier today. And so I think that's pretty interesting stuff. I do still think it takes time. And I think the next 6 months is going to be really big moves. If you imagine a chessboard and your empire building, I think the next 6 months is going to be major battles on the thing. And people are going, what the heck's happening over there? And what's the heck's happening over there? And all the typical crypto media and the influencers will all be going, what the heck is, how big is Pulsechain? How big is Hex? It's just taken over everything. Where did it come from? How come? Why? Who? What? I thought it was scam, that sort of thing. So I think that's going to increasingly happen. So I'm pretty excited about that myself. Hey, we've got Evan Rose in there. Sacrifice myself, says Evan Rose. Do you think the bulk of sacrifice has already occurred since the 5% reduction has begun? Or do you think some whale fighting will get to sacrifice another one? I think there's a good chance of a whale fight. That's what we are expecting to see. I think it's more probable than not, but not 100% guaranteed, of course. None of us know the future. If we did, we'd probably sell the house and the grandmother and everything else, right? No, I'm not just kidding about the grandmother, but you get the point. Alex Al's in the house. Good morning from the East Coast. Hey, Alex Al, good to see you. I love your Axion merch as always. Check out XDL with Axion merch there. Very cool. Let's quickly go to the next part, of course. So I wanted to say this is the vision that he's got, 1, 2, and 3. There's not mucking around. He's not mucking around. He says, I can. And then, of course, the charts tell you it all. It is the best chart in 2020 in particular, and certainly looking fantastic this year too. Let's have this were a year again as well, obviously hitting new price milestones. Then you've got it sitting at number 3, and you've still got Pulse and Hex to come along, plus any of the other Ps you want to add onto the list onto here. Pretty amazing stuff. Let's have a quick look at what Cointelegraph did in the top 100 people. So we've talked about the platform, talked about Pulsechain and Hex and how valuable it's, or how valuable Hex is, and how that, is likely to transfer over to Pulsechain. But what about, let's talk about the person. We talk about the person, we talk about the platform, the technology. What about the person? And the person, of course, this is the Cointelegraph's top 100 people for 2021. Can you believe it? Richard Ha is not on it. Richard Ha is not on this list. It's insane. He's obviously been a well-known personality, if not one of the top 10 to 20 personalities in crypto, if you ask me, for a long time. And yet he's not even on this list. Unbelievable. And so this is why people are not going to go, what happened? What happened? How did this get to number 1, 2, and 3? Right? That's the sort of thing. And you can see here, they've got our list this year has been determined by the choices that influenced our industry in 2020. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Look at this. These are the charts in 2020. Oh my gosh. Are you not looking at this chart? Are they not looking at this chart? Or are they just not aware of the chart, which is probably maybe more the case? Look at this. This speaks for itself. Anybody that's in the crypto community has seen this sort of stuff. Like if you're onto the top stuff, the golden stuff, you've seen this chart, and that's what I'm saying. Where are these people hanging out? I'm not sure. In a bubble from the looks of it. So I just couldn't believe this list, 2021, and Richard Hart's not on this list. All right. Well, we may not agree with these choices, certainly not, or endorse those who made them, not based on what they've chosen. These are the people who made a difference in the crypto industry in 2020 and who will guide the direction of the sector in 2021. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's what I'm saying. Richard is empire building, and he may not say those exact words, but this is what's happening, folks. When you get a tweet like this, when you get a tweet that is, can you imagine a world where you're getting PLS, EHEX, and PHEX is number 1, 2, and 3 market cap? Of course you're empire building, right? And you're talking about the platform's empire building. You're talking about the recognition as the genius, the world's genius of crypto. I'm not talking about programming or blockchain, blah blah. I'm talking about strategic viewpoint of crypto, which Richard has, right? And so I just find this terrible. Even if you have criticisms of certain things, you still got to recognize the success, right? And so this is basically the idea here. We have, then look at highlights for 2020. This is their highlights. This is their highlights. I'm telling you, this is the highlight. That chart there is the highlight, and the person behind it is the highlight, right? And they've got 75 new entrants demonstrate the fast pace of blockchain industry. Only 5 of the last year's top 10 and 10 of last year's top 20 make the 2021 list. I don't know what was in the last year list, but I bet you Richard wasn't on there either. 24% of our top 50 in the blockchain are women, up from 10% in 2020. Yeah, Mr. Richard's still not there, right? So let's go through some of the list here. We've got all of us, decentralize the world. Very nice. I mean, what is this list? I mean, seriously, all of us? Come on. I mean, let's talk about the personalities. We've got Andre Cronje, the Sam Bankman-Fried, Michael Saylor. I agree. Michael Saylor should be up there. You may not agree with his buying price strategy, because he's obviously in an interview recently, he said, hey, people have me on about buying it at 50, 60 or whatever he bought it at, $60,000 US, and now it's down at 32. And I don't criticize him for that, but hey, some people do. But the fact is, he was a key player in the bull market. And he's long-term. He's holding long-term. So that's his thing. He's going to ride out cycles. That's his play, right? You've got other people here. All these other people along here. Let's go see. We've got Vitalik at number 11, right? Number 11 there. So, okay, cool. I expect to see Vitalik on this list. Very cool. Let's have a look. Co-founder partner Morgan Creek Digital is number 11. Creative Bitcoin stock-to-flow model. Plan B. Yep, cool. That's all good. Co-founder and CEO of Crypto.com. Founder and CEO of Avanti Financial, founder and CEO of Protocol Labs, founder of Uniswap, Hayden Adams. Hey, look, well, Hex made Uniswap, right? Hex Volume made Uniswap. Why is Hex not on there? They're the genius behind that. All the community in Hex made Uniswap successful, right? Barry Silver, founder and CEO of Digital Currency Group, and of course, Sam Friedman, founder and CEO of Alameda Research. Heck, it's a research company, for goodness sake, FX. I mean, look, look what this chart's done. Richard's done this. I mean, come on, it's what just the crazy stuff. So Just amazing that they've come up there. And Andre Cronje, independent DeFi developer and founder of Yun.Dom Finance. So Yun should be there for sure. But it's just like, you know, where's Richard Hart? That's what I'm saying. And so when you see stuff like this, you just got to go, hey, you know, enough is enough. But hey, Richard doesn't care. He's just going to push through. He's going to push through, and he's going to head towards this vision. And we know he's got all these tricks up his sleeve, and he's done amazing stuff. And these people have no idea what's coming down the you know, down the train, as it were, down the train tracks. It really is quite you know, crazy. You got Brian Brooks, former controller of the currency of the US Office for Controller of the Currency. So what? I mean, it's nothing compared to what Richard's done, right? Richard's just wrecked. You know, even Vitalik. I mean, he's just wrecking his projects. You know, not wrecking them, but you know what I mean. He's like dominating them, and it's just crazy. Jess Powell, co-founder and CEO of Kraken. You know, Kraken's great, but Richard's doing way times more than what's happening at Kraken. You know, co-founder Polkadot, yeah, Gavin Wood. I have no problems with all these particular ones, but some of these other ones are a bit odd, being in top ranks. Weird. Jack Dorsey, co-founder of Twitter. You know, what's he in there for? I mean, seriously, there's no point. You know, let's go to social media tech companies. Just going to add them all on. I mean, it's crazy stuff. Edward Mercado, co-founder of BlockFolio. Yeah, sure, I like that one. And so you got all these other ones. I would say 50% of these are decent. That should be on there. The other 50% are just look at this, director of research for Fidelity Digital Assets, and right, chairman of the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission. Say what? I mean, what's that on this list? You know what I mean, get on my point. So you got all these people, visual crypto at museum. Yeah, that's all good. But I mean, it's just like there's so many on this list, barely half of them. 23, Xi Jinping, President, People's Republic of China. Yeah, really? On this list? I mean, seriously. I mean, they just cut down the old Bitcoin miners. I mean, seriously, and it's just like some crazy stuff. So that's a bit of my rant about that, because I just think, you know, how do these people get away with these lists? It's just absurd. So anyway, that's not going to stop Richard from empire building. And of course, once you dominate the market caps and the communities and economic energy, then yeah, everything else is just fake news, isn't it? It's fake stuff. So very cool on that. Kayla Jack, haha, poor granny, says Granny. Yeah, I was just kidding about the granny part. Vin Aints, well, it gives us more time to accumulate before the mainstream hops on board. Absolutely, Vane. How do they put Gavin Wood on, but not Charles Hodgkins? Absolutely. Charles Hodgkins should be right in the top of the list there. And Hex is inevitable, says the Sapper. It does not care what anyone thinks. It just grinds along. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And awesome stuff. Subscribed. Hey, Impad, I appreciate that. Really cool. So there we are, folks. You know, you got this list, and let's just go a bit further down this list, because we've already talked about the platform, you know, and now we're talking about the person, or in Richard's case, the man. And you know, this we're up 20. You got Hester Pierce, Serge Ayton. You know, they've got some of these are decent ones, but you got 50% of them are just shouldn't be on here at all. And they couldn't even bother to put Richard Hart with the best chart in crypto in 2020, and arguably still going in 2021. It's just mind-boggling. So you got all these other people. Musician Akon, even a musician Akon. I like Akon, but even he's on there. You know, I know he's doing stuff in Africa with, I think it was Cardano or something like that. But you know, seriously, president of CEO of PayPal, really? Oh my god, it's mind-blowing. Seriously, we're doing away with PayPal. I mean, this is what crypto is about. We're dealing a blow to these centralized, you know, monopolies and powerful elites. That's what the whole thing's about, you know, besides making good APY, right? CEO of Stellar Development, so that's cool. You know, all these are good. Co-founder of Oasis Labs, sure. But just look at these other ones that you got in here. It's just mind-boggling. Founder and CEO of Binance, sure. That's right, Zheping. A few of these others. Security researcher. I am not familiar with Samsung, so got a few others on here. I think if they're directly related to crypto, it's pretty good. But the fact that the best person with the best chart, the best project, is not on here is unbelievable. And so what's Richard going to do? He's going to say, so what? You watch the market cap. This thing here, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to tell the numbers speak for themselves, and the communities are going to shift. The economic energy is going to shift. The DeFi project is going to shift. So I really think it is a pretty awesome stuff. Let's quickly go to the title. Richard Hart has taken over crypto. Pulsechain and X is empire building. I really do think that that's happening, regardless of what these people might think they're going to be doing, for sure. And Evan Rose, based on those names, I should be on the list because I explained crypto to my father. Absolutely, Evan Rose, you're spot on with that. So I just thought it was a pretty interesting list. You got U.S. Marshal Service auctioneer 1 billion of BTC seized from Silk Road. Okay, that's bizarre. That's like an administrative role, and they got number 46. Oh my gosh. Mike Nograt's good. Mike's great. Elizabeth Shark, Lightning Labs, sure, all those. But then you've got half of them that shouldn't be on there. DeFi Twitter influencer, sure. Co-founder, CEO, Brave, general partner of Andrew Horowitz. I'm not sure if that should be on there either. President of Central European Bank. Really? I mean, come on. She shouldn't be on there. David Marcus, a co-creator of Dem and Facebook Financial. I mean, that's a marginal one there. Ruin Christensen, MakerDAO CEO, sure. Ethereum 2.0 researcher Danny Ryan, sure. You got some of these Stellar. These are all pretty directly crypto related, right? So you can understand many of them being on there. Are they on there for the right reasons? That's debatable. Independent Alice, Willie Woo, founder of Aave, sure. Celsius. So are they just getting on there just because they're founders, or have they done something particularly great with their project in that time? That's the other question. Obviously, I like Aave. I'm a big supporter of Aave and Celsius. I know there's still some issues around them, but I think there's some of the better DeFi for sure. Twitter influencer, Magical Crypto Friends, director of Scalar Capital. Who else? We've got Jason Williams. What's that? Bitcoin Hard Money, growth lead at Kraken, Zcash, CEO of the Thai, eToro. Adam Back, founder of Blockstream, number 77, Spencer DeWindle, Brooklyn Nets, professional basketball player. Now I know that they're on those tradable cards, but should that person really be on there? President Sandbox, president of Blockchain, Game Alliance, sure. I know a lot of great projects with people that should be on here that are not even on here, and they have done some of the most profound stuff in crypto and blockchain development that not even on here. So it's quite mind blowing. Host of the Wolf of All Streets. Who else we got here? Giving Block, Co-Sensor, Robinhood, Creed, Kraken. It's almost like they just take some of the most famous names, the platform names, and just put half the development or Hex team or exec team, generally exec team. Framework, Matt Kane, Kevin Chow, Rain. You got CNBC's Crypto Trader. See, I know that Rand Newer is doing, pretty big with his Syndicate crypto show, but really, I don't think he understands a lot about crypto. Like when I see Richard on there, he has Richard on there, which is great. But I think when he's listening to Richard, I don't think he even understands what Richard's doing. I was just like, I sit there and I go, does he listen to anything Richard just said? Because I don't know, he just seems like a Bitcoin maximalist, and then it's like got the blinders on. So it's quite bizarre. In that case, Anthony Albanese. And Horowitz, you've got Andrew Levine, you've got DJ Force, electronic dance producer, artists. You've got a couple of people, I guess if they've got some particular reason why they're on there, that would be cool. But otherwise, you got to ask yourself, author and educator, cool. I mean, if you got the right thing, quantum economics. I'm not sure whether I'd have Matt Greenspan on there, but hey, actor, author, musician, starship, William Shatner, of course. Got to have William Shatner as an honorary role. Obviously, NFTs have been pretty big for that. I think it was what was it on? Not Engine. What's the other one? Engine. I just forgetting right now. Then you got the Alan Schwartz's investment strategy. So I probably wouldn't have Lynn on there either. Yeah, so it's just there's quite a bizarre list on there, and Richard's not even on it for 2020. And this is the chart. This is the chart for 2020 in crypto. So go figure. So that's my little was it a deep down on that one, or dig down? But I really do think that Richard has empire building in mind, and he's going to do some pretty big moves in the next 6 months as it moves on. So I hope you guys enjoyed my little lowdown on that one. Pretty cool. Let's go to the chat there. Gemini said, smash that like button because it's time to celebrate. It is. So let's quickly, since we've gone through that, I just wanted to do that one. I really do think that things are about to change big time in the next 6 months with Pulsechain and Hex for sure. And I think there's, let's quickly go to see how we got. We actually haven't got that long. 34 minutes, folks, if you're going to make your sacrifice for today. Day 8, remember? So get into that. 34 minutes to go. And we're up to 630 million sacrificed. Woohoo! Good times ahead. Pulsechain is coming. Pulsechain is coming. And I don't think there's much change in the leaderboard there. No, it looks pretty similar. but it's going to be golden. All right, so I think it's up a couple of million since we last talked earlier today. And don't forget, we've also got, this is some of the big news that came out that I didn't actually talk about in detail this morning on the liquidity pool change. So I don't know if you guys have picked this up. Maybe you have already in the Pulsechain chat or something. But this is the sellers on this side of the US dollar hex pair, and this is the buyers. And you can see this is the buyers here. The red line is the current market price, which is what, 13.87 cents. And as I say, we've only got 33 minutes until the day ends, so it's about $1.16 or so per 10,000 points. But look what came in the last, I believe it was the last 24 hours, and look at this buy came in on the buy side, and it's basically put a huge wall on at what is it, about 5.4 cents, a big buyer's wall. So games are being played. Now we talked about when are the whales coming in. I think one of our first questions was about that. We had the question about let's have a look here. So Evan Rose put in there, sacrifice myself. Do you think the bulk of sacrifice has already occurred since the 5% reduction had begun, or do you think some whale fighting will give sacrifice another? Now we talked about many times that the whales are probably likely to come in, and look at this. This is a big move here. And who's done it? Is it Richard? Is it another whale? Is it a syndicate, an investment syndicate? There are some out there. I think Overwatch potentially runs one of those. Look at this, 5.4 cents. That's got big buyer support. Imagine trying to get through that. I mean, look at the amount that's in it. 154,000 US dollars at that mark. Then 154. So it's just every candle's like 150,000 US dollars. Sitting right there. Look at that. Massive buy wall there, giving buy support. That's just come in apparently in the last 24 hours. That's huge. That's the first indication that games are being played. Now we've talked about that in many episodes, obviously covering Pulsechain, and it looks like this is the first opening gambit in that play. What else happens after this? Your guess is as good as mine. I am expecting some whale plays at some stage, but you would think it'd probably be earlier in the ladder than later. It could be on day 16 as well. We'll see whether that pans out. But you've still got the seller walls in here to get back up to 15 cents. We've still got those seller walls there, and we'll see how that goes. It's just on the Uniswap, of course, but you can see the buys just sitting there. Look at that came in. That's beautiful. That's the first big move we can see going to support price there. So it's going to be fascinating to watch this play out as well. So I thought I'd just point that out. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Axial says, good morning. Just scroll down the bottom there. Gemini, one of our Axion token members, just saying, smash that like button. So that's pretty much it. I do think that empire building's going to play out. The next 3 to 6 months is going to be so much fun to watch and to see the chessboard moves that Richard makes. And we just saw one there today. I think if this is not Richard, then it's somebody else. But what a major move this is to get that price support in there as it looks to go up there, right? I'm looking forward to Richard lighting the candles at $1, $1 hex. So we'll see how that goes as well in the future. So pretty nice stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Probably going to leave it there. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. And I think there's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. So empire building, I think, is in play. All right, thanks for watching, and don't forget to catch me for tomorrow's update, of course, and that will be, probably in about 15 hours or so, something like that. Don't forget that obviously it's closing out. Today's sacrifice is closing out in 30 minutes. You got 30 minutes if you're going to make a sacrifice today, and it's about, like I say, about $1.16 or something per 10,000 points. All right, peace out. Take care, everybody. Take care.